Hello everyone. Now today we will see the next topic from our unit number 2, and the topic name is viewing transformation. Already we have seen some introductory part of this viewing transformation in unit number 1 to the topic related of OpenGL. So we have seen some transformation in OpenGL and some viewing transformation like translation, scaling and rotation. These all transformation we have seen with the OpenGL. Now we are going to see that transformation with different objects. So these are the contents which we are going to cover today. Is the introduction of this windowing and the clipping topic. So this unit number 2 is divided in two types. That is, first we have seen the polygon and what the operations we can perform on polygon. Now the next part of this is windowing and clipping. So what we have covered up till now is line generation algorithm, then how to draw circle generation algorithm, after then how to draw the polygon, how to fill that polygon. This technique we have seen. Now we are going to see the windowing and the clipping of a particular object with respect to their window and screen. So these things we are going to cover. With that we are going to see the viewing transformation, and later we are going to see the example of this viewing transformation. So let's start with the introduction part of this windowing and the clipping. So the windowing term contains the word window. So what is meant by window? So window is nothing but just a rectangular portion or a shape through which we can see the scene. Any scene we can see from the window. So it is an opening through which we see the portion of the world that exists outside, right? Normally when we are looking from the window, some portion of the scene is visible to us. For example, if we are viewing from the window of our house, so what a thing we can see, like a building, some trees, roads, etc., right? But we have the limitation of that scene also specified by the boundary of window. Why the limitation is that? Because of the boundary of window, only some part is visible from that particular scene, right? So the scene gets cut off, right? The scenes get cut off by the boundary of that window, and we can see only the part of that scene, not the whole scene. So it does not mean that whatever we have seen, that part only exists and other does not exist. This is not a meaning of this windowing. The other part also exists, but we are not able to see that because of this boundary of window. So it means we are limiting our view with an artificial device called as a window. So we are giving a limitation to particular view by applying that window. So this is called as a window. So this idea of window is taken in computer graphics. Okay, it is very important. Why? Because suppose we are considering one complex drawing, or we can say the example of a map, right? So that map are drawn on computer. So map is having, suppose say we are seeing a road map of Maharashtra state, and if we want to read out the road map of Pune city, then it will be very difficult to read the map. Okay, so it is that case, it will be useful to display only that part of a drawing in which we are interested. So what we are going to do, we are applying the window on that particular Pune city to view only the part that we are interested in. So we are not going to search all the things in the Maharashtra state. So this gives the effect of looking at an image through window. That means we are limiting our scope, we are giving a limitation to our scope whatever we are accessing. If I want to see the road map of Mumbai city, now I want to switch from Pune to Mumbai, right? So we have to concentrate on the part of the map. So by changing the position of window, we can select the other portion that drawing for a visualization, right? So whenever we want to shift from a Pune city to Mumbai city, so what we are going to do, we are just shifting the position of window. So I will make the Mumbai city available in that particular window. So the method of selecting or enlarging some portion of that particular drawing is called as a windowing. So, in given example, drawing is nothing but your map, and from that map what we are selecting first? We are selecting the Pune city by applying a window. If I want to change that from the Pune city to Mumbai city, so what I am going to do now? I am just shifting the position of that window. So, this selection or enlarging that portion of that particular drawing is nothing but windowing. So, this is called as a windowing. We are selecting something. By changing the position of that window, we can select other portion of that drawing for our visualization. But here we cannot limit what we want to see on a computer screen just by drawing the window frame. Okay. Instead, what we have to do now, here you can see that here the example of window is given. Suppose this is what a scene we can see. Now, this is a window. This rectangle is showing a window over here, and this window is limiting some part of that scene, right? It gives a limitation to see all the parts of this scene. So, from this window we are going to capture only this much part, right? So, this is the example of window. So, we cannot limit what we want to see on a computer screen just by drawing that window frame. So, instead what we have to do? We must not draw that part of that picture which we want to suppress. Means whenever whatever the part we want to suppress means we have to minimize or delete or ignore that part of that particular picture. So, what we have to do? We have not to draw that part. So, we are not going to draw this particular part, means we are suppressing that part. So, we all know the best example of this can be a photographer camera. Okay, photographer's camera is the best example. When we look through that camera towards a particular scene, we are able to see the scene, right? We are able to see the scene, but in addition to that scene, we are seeing a rectangular area also, right? And that final photographs get developed with the scene which is inside of that rectangular area. So, this will be a best example of windowing, that is nothing but a photographer's camera. So, if I want to say over here, if we have to omit some part, that means we are suppressing some part of that particular scene, then determining which portion to omit or to suppress is nothing but clipping. Means we have to find out a part from that scene which we not want to draw. So, that suppressing part we have to find out by using this clipping concept. So, here the terms clip comes. Okay. So, how this clipping is going to be work? It is not going to mean that we should not see the image which is outside the rectangular area. We can see that image also, but we want to clip. So, in other words, we are not drawing the portion of the scene which is outside of that rectangular area. So, we are determining which portion to omit or which portion to suppress is called as a clipping. So, clipping will eliminate the object or a portion of that object which are not visible through that window, that is called as clipping. Okay. So, different terms we have seen here, windowing and the clipping. Okay. So, whenever I want to clip this particular part of this window, so what will be the image after that? The image will be like this. So, only this part is visible from that particular window. Okay. So, these are the concept of windowing and clipping. Now, we are going to see what are different viewing transformation we can apply on that particular object or a scene. So, whenever we want to display any scene, we are considering the two models of that particular scene. Okay. So, which are the different two models? The first model is object model and the second is image model. So, these are the two basic models whenever we want to display any particular scene on the screen. So, when we are saying object, whenever we are saying the object is a model, in that we are referring a model of an object which is stored in a computer with actual scale. So, whatever the scale of object, the same scale are stored in the computer. For example, millimeter or a kilometer, these are the actual scale of that particular object, and if we are storing that object in our computer with that scale, so that model is called as an object model. So, its name itself indicate whatever the object we are having, the original scale we are taking to display that object, or the original scale we are taking in a computer, that is nothing but the object model. The space where the object model resides is called as a object space. So, where we are storing that object model, that space is called as a object space. The another term is called as a image model. Image model is nothing but a model in which is the model one which appears on the display device. So, whatever we are displaying in our devices, that is called as a image model, means that object is get converted into the image and that displayed onto the screen with the display device. So, the image which we want to draw on the display device must be measured in a screen coordinate, right. So, the object model is having its original scale, that is in millimeters or kilometers, but whenever we are going to display that onto the screen, at that time we are measuring that kilometers or millimeters into the screen coordinates, means we are converting that actual coordinates into the screen coordinates for displaying that particular image model. So, this is the two models which we require to display any scene on a particular screen. So, there are different types of display devices with the variation of a screen coordinate. So, as per your display devices changes, this method of screen coordinates or derivation of screen coordinates changes. So, to make this screen coordinates device independent, if we want to make our screen coordinate device independent, because whenever the screen coordinates are different on the different devices, so it is not a good thing to have a different screen coordinate. So, what we can do, we can make it as a device independent. How we are going to make it a device independent? By applying or converting that into the normalized coordinate. So, we can convert this into the normalized coordinate. So, normalized coordinate will be same on each display device. So, we must convert our object space units into the image space coordinate. So, how we are going to find out such a normalized coordinate? That for that purpose we need to convert our object space units to the image space coordinates. So, how we are going to do that? Here is our object space is given. So, here some scales are given that are in the form of fits, right. 10 feet, 20 feet, 15 feet, these are the scale given. So, this is what our object space, right. What is object space? The space where the object model resides, that is called as object space. So, here we can see this is the object space. Whenever I want to map that into the coordinates, screen coordinates, so what I am going to do? In this way I am going to provide a screen coordinate. So, it is called as a image space. So, this object model actual scales are get converted into the coordinates of screen. These are nothing but the coordinates of screen. So, this is a object space and this is nothing but a image space. So, in this way we can convert, and for this conversion we will use the scaling transformation. So, we are going to see what is the scaling transformation, but before going towards this scaling transformation or proceeding with this all transformation, first of all we will know what is the viewport. Okay. So, the term viewport is used in every transformation. So, what is that term? It may happen that we may want to use the entire screen of display. Okay. It may happen that we may want to use the entire screen for a display, or we may not want to use whole screen of a display. We just want to use some portion of the screen to display my object. Okay. We just want some portion of a screen to display that particular object. So, by forming a rectangular box, we just want some part of the screen to be display that particular image. So, what we can do? We will form a rectangular box on the screen and that box only will display that image, right. So, this box is called as a viewport. So, how we are going to see? This is my screen. I do not want to display that scene on the whole screen, only I want to display on some part of that screen. So, this is my screen and one box is the rectangular box. Okay. So, with this box I am going to display a particular scene and this box is called as a viewport. So, this is a concept of viewport over here. Now, what is the viewing transformation? So, we will see some basic summary of whatever we have seen up till now. So, starting with a window. So we can say a world coordinate area are selected for a display is called as a window, right. A world coordinate area that is selected for a displaying any scene is called as a window. Then an area on a display device to which we are to which a window is mapping, we are mapping that window is called as a viewport. Means whatever the part we want to select from an image, we apply window on that part, and whenever we have to display that part on our display device, then we are mapping our window to viewport. Viewport is nothing but a part of a screen, right. So we are going to map the portion of a window onto the screen by using this viewport. Okay. And one more term is there, the object space that contains the dimension as a actual dimension of that particular object is called as a world coordinate system, and whenever we are converting that world to screen coordinate, so it is called as a normalized coordinate, right. So these are different terms we have seen. So the window defines what is to be viewed. So what going to window say? Window defines what is to be viewed. What we have to view, that is defined by window. Clipping means what to omit, which part we have to discard, that is nothing but clipping. And viewport means where is to be displayed on the screen. So it is a simply it tells that what is to be viewed is nothing but window, what is to be omit or delete, that is given by clipping, and where to display onto the screen, that is given by viewport. So these are the simplest three thing, and we are going to see them by the example. So here is you can see the window is given for this object space. So this window we are going to convert into the image space, means in the form of screen coordinate I am saying. So this is what the object model, this is what the image model. So I am going to use this portion of window only, and other part is suppressed, means this part is deleted, only this part which is visible from this window is selected, and now I want to display this onto the screen. So here on the screen, with the help of viewport, I am going to display the part which is in between the window. So this is called as a viewing transformation. So if we want to change the position of window, okay, if we want to change the position of window by keeping the viewport location same, means viewport location on the screen will be same. If I want to change the location of window, then the different part of the object is displayed at that same position of device. Means first I have choose this part of window, right. So this part is showing in this viewport. Now I am not going to change the viewport location, but I am going to change the window location. So in this diagram you can see now my window is transferred from this location to this location. Here the window is transferred. Now at that time what happened, the viewport is updated with this new window location. Now you can see the viewport is updated with this new window contents, right. So as the position of viewport is the same on the screen, only the content whatever we have to show in that viewport, it will get changed. The location will be same, only content is changed. Why? Because we have shifted our window location, right. So here you can see we have shifted our window location from this to this. So this is one thing. Another thing what we can do, we can change the location of viewport, and then we can see what happens. So here the location of viewport also change. So for the same diagram we can see if viewport location is changed, okay. So the same portion is going to be displayed, but on the another side of that screen. So only what I am doing, I am just changing the location of this viewport from this to this. So these different things we can apply, either we can change the location of window, we can change the location of viewport. Now what actual transformation we are going to apply on that particular object. So in general we are mapping a part of that world coordinate scene to the device coordinate, right. So we are going to convert the actual coordinate into the screen coordinate, that is called as a viewing transformation. So whenever we are going to convert a world coordinate to the device coordinate, so it is called as a viewing transformation. Sometimes it is also called as a window viewport transformation or a windowing transformation. And this viewing transformation is the process of 3 steps. So which are the 3 different steps we are applying? The translation, then scaling, and the third step is again translation. So this 3 things we are going to apply on a particular object. How? We are going to see this by an example. So in step 1, the object with its window is shifted or translated until its lower left corner will be matches to the origin. Okay, so how we are matching? Suppose this is my window. Okay, with that window what I have to do? I have to translate that window until its left corner of window is matches to the origin of our coordinate system. So here you can see that for better understanding, what I will do, I will mark this as a okay. Now you can see here we are not having this window's left corner. This is what the window's lower left corner. We are going to shift or translate this window towards origin until its lower left corner will matches to this origin. So you can see this in translation. What we have done, we have translated this window towards this origin. So now this is what the lower left corner of this window also, as well as the origin of this coordinate system also. So this is called as a translation. Translation means we are shifting from some position to another position. So in this way we are first of all we will match the lower left corner of window to the origin of our coordinate system. So this is what the first step. The second step, in the second step what we are going to do, the object and the window are not scaled until the window has the dimension as the viewport. So what we are going to do here, we are going to scaling, means in other words we are converting the object into the image and window into the viewport. So what conversion we are going to do, we are converting the object into the image and window into the viewport. So how we are going to do? For that we are using the scaling, and scaling is nothing but, you can see here we are changing some. Here the shape of object are changed, means here if it is given in the fits, now we are converted them into the coordinates. So here coordinates are converted, as well as you are converted this object into the image. Now it is in the form of image, and this window is now converted in the form of viewport, means whatever the coordinate of window, now these coordinates are converted into the coordinate of screen. Now they are converted into the coordinate of screen, because this viewport is nothing but a part of screen. So this is the second step, that is called as a scaling. Scaling means we are changes the scale of that object. So scales are changed over here, so that's why we can say it is a scaling. And the third step is nothing but now we are again performing a translation, means we are keeping that object onto its original position, whatever they are at the first time, right. So its correct position we are shifting that translating that particular object. So this is what the previous image, by applying a transformation from window to viewport. Now I am going to display that viewport onto the actual part of that screen where I want to display. So these are the part which is visible in between this window. So this I am going to map on the screen in the form of viewport. So these are nothing but the basic step of this viewing transformation, that is nothing but translation, then scaling, and again translation. In first translation we are shifting that window to the origin, so that its lower left corner will be matched to the origin. Then we are applying the scaling on that, means we are converting its coordinates which we want to display, that world coordinates are converted into the screen coordinates, and object is converted into the image, and then we are displaying that object to that particular screen by using this viewport transformation. Okay. So these are the things. So in reality what we are using a scaling to map that window to viewport, and translation we are used to place the viewport properly on the screen. Okay. So scaling is to match the coordinates of window to viewport, and translation is to show that particular part properly onto the screen. So here are the questions on that topic, like describe viewing transformation, or explain that viewing transformation with any example, or what is the viewing transformation. So question on this topic will be like this, and in the next video lecture we are going to cover the example of this transformation. So we will take one of the object and we will apply some translation, scaling and translation on that object. So we are going to see this example in the next video lecture. So today we are going to stop here. Thank you all of you.